God is Angry at America, Part 4. Immediately after the Great Tribulation, the sun will darken, and the moon will give no light, and the stars will fall from heaven. Jesus will appear in the sky, enveloped in clouds. The angels will gather together, all true Christians of the world. Jesus said of this time, "When the branch of the fig tree is tender, you know it will sprout leaves. And we know summer is near. So when you see all these things happen, the end is near." Then, speaking prophetically, Jesus said, "This generation would not pass until all things come about." Jesus warned that no one but God the Father knows the hour of Jesus' second coming. Jesus said that as the days of Noah were, so shall be the days of his second coming. In the days of Noah, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage. They were unconvinced that the flood was coming. Matthew 24, verse 42 says that to watch, because you don't know when Jesus will come. And when you think he won't, he will. The book of Revelation discusses 4 horsemen. The first horse is white, and riding it is a person with a bow, and he brings suffering to the earth. This white horseman has been conquering by deception, religious deception. This white horse, which many have confused with Jesus, is actually false religion. Jesus warned his disciples in Matthew 24, verses 1 through 5, "Take heed that no man deceives you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many." The white horse will even deceive God's own. The world has been deceived into believing a message about Jesus while rejecting the message that Jesus preached. The situation is so dire that 50% of God's elect will die in the Great Tribulation instead of being taken to a safe place by the returning Jesus. In Matthew 24, verse 9, Jesus tells his disciples, "Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you. And you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake." Jesus warned them that in the world of counterfeit Christianity, real Christians would be punished and killed. Yet true Christians are not to be led astray. Luke 21, verse 8. The white horseman is Satan disguised as Jesus. The red horseman is war. And in the end time there will be wars and rumors of wars. Matthew 24, verses 6 through 7. Revelation speaks of a 200 million man Asian army. Only at the end of the 19th century did the population of the world reach 1 billion. No army of that size could have been raised in John's day, but it could, in reality, in the near future. This future end-time war will be a war where the possibility of human annihilation is a reality. It will be a nuclear war, Jeremiah 4, verse 7. Satan is symbolized by the red horseman. Satan is the god of this world. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4. Satan brought war to heaven. Revelation 12, verses 7 through 9. Satan's tool in the end time will be the last revival of the Holy Roman Empire, the beast of Daniel 7. The beast's first victims will be the modern-day descendants of ancient Israel. Revelation 9, verses 3 and 7 through 10 describes some of the weapons to be used in World War III. Radiation sickness, germ warfare, and modern weapons. The kill ratio in World War III will be 1/3 of humanity. Revelation 9, 17 through 18. Joel 2, verses 2 through 6. Jeremiah 30, verse 7. And Matthew 4, verse 21. There have been about 1,400 wars throughout history, and about 100 since World War II. The battle spoken of as Armageddon is a battle against Jesus. Revelation 16, verse 13. Revelation 19, verse 19. Revelation 17, verse 14. And Zechariah 14, verses 2 and 12. The black horseman has a pair of balances in his hand, which symbolizes famine. Famine, of course, follows war. There will be other causes for famine also, such as bad weather, crop disease, insects and animals, Jeremiah 14, verses 12 through 18, and Jeremiah 30, verse 7. Also, hardly anyone will be farming at that time, Leviticus 26, verse 34. 20 million people worldwide die of starvation each year, and 13 million of these are children. Every day, 100,000 children become homeless, and 2,685 babies are born into poverty each day. The famine caused by the black horseman will be a worldwide famine, which will also affect the rich nations of the world. These nations will be brought down to the level of the poorest nations. Ezekiel 5, verse 12. 1/3 of the population in the nations that make up the modern-day descendants of ancient Israel will die in World War III from famine, pestilence, and they will resort to cannibalism. Ezekiel 5, verse 10. Philippians 2, verse 10. The fourth horseman rides a pale horse, which symbolizes pestilence, death, and the grave. In the war, billions of humans will die from hunger, plagues, pandemics, animals, and worldwide disease epidemics. Deuteronomy 28, verses 15 and 21 through 29. Leviticus 26, verse 22. Revelation 6, verse 8, and Jeremiah chapter 30. God offers protection to only a few through this disaster. Psalm 91, verse 3 and 6. Jeremiah 38, verse 2. Matthew 24, verse 22. And Revelation 3, 10, and Revelation 12, verse 14. These disasters are to last 3.5 years. The four horsemen show what is prophesied to occur in the end time shortly before Jesus' second coming. It will be a horrendous and blood-curdling time. Revelation 6, verses 9 through 17, and Revelation 7, chapter 7. When Jesus, the Lamb, opens the fifth seal, John sees the souls of those who did God's work and preached God's truth cry out to the Lord to avenge their blood on those who dwell on the earth. But they must wait for yet others to prove themselves worthy by dying for God. The sixth seal reveals what will occur on earth, in outer space, and all this ushers in the great day of the Lord. Those who obey and worship the beast will face the wrath of God. Some will not obey the beast to accept his mark. Revelation 14, verse 20, and Revelation 15. At this time comes the 7 plagues of God, Revelation 16. And the first plague is a sore that attacks those with the mark of the beast. Remember, no one will be able to buy or sell without the mark of the beast. What is happening here is that God, like he did with Babylon and Assyria, will use the beast to punish the modern-day descendants of ancient Israel. And the blood will be up to the horses' bridles. The end.
Hi, this is William Morrow. Are you one of those people who join a health club, and after they have your big, overpriced annual membership, you notice that you're on your own with little or no results even after all the promises? Then the website Personal Trainer is for you.
Thank you very much, William H. Morrow III.
So you lost another argument with a conservative, right-wing Republican. He talked over you. He screamed and yelled. He brought out the Bible. He thumped it. He quoted scripture to you. You were lost because you came at him with facts. Nothing but facts. And you expected that would make you look good. That would make you win the argument, but it didn't. You know why you lost the argument? You know why you're going to lose your next argument? Because you don't read Censored. Censored, the 30-year-old newsletter that shows you how to defeat a conservative. Read Censored, and you'll have all the ammunition you need. Every time you get into an argument with a right-wing conservative, so-called Christian. Censored, that's all you need. Read it, and defeat a conservative.
Greetings, listeners. Let me speak to you for a moment about the foundation of our entire organization, Newsletters Censored. It was founded by our mentor, the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman, in 1977. It discusses the 5 taboos of American life: politics, religion, health, human sexuality, and child rearing. You won't find anything like this in the mainstream media and the press. It reveals the kind of truth that most people are afraid to hear. Can you handle it? We are living in the end times, so in order to defeat a conservative and save America, you need Newsletters Censored. Go to www.newslettercensored.com, click on the printable order form page, and with your gift to support this work, get your free annual subscription. This is James P. Madonna of Megalife 21, the hardest hitting internet talk radio station on the planet.